Okay, folks, this will be an interesting one. A bit funny in a way. It's a piece of something, it's not a complete image. I don't know why it was ripped like it was. We'll soon find out what it is. It's going to be quite funny. I don't know how big we're going to make it. I'm going to just look at it later. We're going to remove the colours from this. Keep the black. I'm going to leave it there. Okay, let's see what this is. It is a piece of a map of Australia, our country, our big country, a piece of it missing, cut off, scrapped, just torn off. Yeah, I don't know why, but I found it, and it's like a B5 by almost a B5 by B5, almost B5. So B5 but to A4. Maybe on the horizontal we're going to make it a bit bigger. And this one may be a bit smaller. Or we're going to leave it. It's incomplete anyway. It doesn't matter if part of it's missing. So basically we're going to get pretty much just the black outline of things. And the writing, yeah, got some of there's still a bit of a shadow of the colours, but you can see most of it's black and white. So you can just get a closer look at it. Just have a closer look at this image of our incomplete image of our country, our nation. Yeah, we're going to use that as a master copy. We're going to make it into a movement piece. So we're just going to piss it off. I'm going to bring the colours back. The black's already there. Going to leave it on map for obvious reasons. Haha. Yeah, one day me and Luigi, we're going to rebuild the photocopier. And when we rebuild the photocopier, it's going to be made in Australia, Australian owned and Australian made. So that's our future one day, is to rebuild the photocopier from scratch, making it a really good product and make it something that Australia will be pleased with. That's come up looking quite interesting. See, Western Range, or Warburton Range I think it says, and that looks really quite interesting. It looks really quite minimalist, but that's what you got to expect from this. Can't expect anything more than it to be fairly minimalist. I actually think we're not going to stick with this one. We're not going to stick with this. We're going to use that as our master copy and see if we can make this into a really nice marble. So that was our first one, and this is our second one. And this third one will hopefully be really nice. Yeah, that looks really quite interesting actually. Looks very minimalist, however, even though we can see some nice shapes emerging. I'm going to leave it on that for some reason, folks. But yeah, folks, I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9. I'm trying to get myself out there and get myself to locate my lost partner Luigi, who I really miss. And he's the one that's going to help me make this dream a reality, to rebuild the photocopier from scratch. I can't build it on my own. I can't make it myself. I'm not rich. I know I'm not rich and I'm disabled. And being disabled, I haven't got the option of doing it on my own. So I have to get whatever, folks. But basically, yeah, I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news. I'm trying to get myself out there, and it's really difficult trying to compete with all this other shit that they like to air on the news. Trying to make this one come up a treat. It's a difficult one, folks. I'm trying to get recognised as an artist. I'd like to get my artwork on the sales of the Opera House one day. So I want to become a part of the Australian celebration as well. I want to celebrate being Australian instead of feeling like an Australian that doesn't get heard or recognised. I really would like to get myself out there and up there and in the world, to be a part of the world and to be a part of the Australian culture. I don't feel like, now I'm not going to use that one. That one's a bit minimalist, even though it looks nice. But basically, I don't even feel Australian, folks. Even though I was born to Aussie parents, I have American citizenship as well because I was born in Guam. But I wasn't in Guam for very long. I was only there for 2 weeks after I was born. And my parents are both Aussies. They were both born in Australia. So because I was born to them, I have Australian citizenship. And I never developed the American accent because I wasn't there long enough. I wasn't in Guam long enough. So that looks really quite interesting, that. So I wasn't in Guam long enough to develop the American accent. I mean, don't get me wrong, America is my sister, what I call my sister country, but I call Australia truly home. That's my home country. Australia is my home country, folks. Don't make no qualms about it. But I'd like to get recognised as an artist and be able to partake in the art community. Well, not actually being in the community itself necessarily, but being a part of the society, having a place in this world, an actual place. Instead of feeling desolate. I'm not with Luigi. I'm all on my own and I don't have a friend to talk to. I don't have any companionship. I need to get in touch with Luigi so I can find that I can have someone to be with. It's not much of a celebration without love. And I've lived with hatred most of my life. I was teased and bullied mercilessly for most of my life, especially at school and even at work. So I never had a really fair go in life. That looks really quite interesting. I think we could utilise that. I never had a fair go, folks. And that's one of the things I really lament, is not having a fair go at school, even at home. I was treated badly. My dad was an asshole, and he's still an asshole, and I have no respect for him or his type, and I don't get on with my brother either. So I don't get on with my dad or my brother, so it's not nice what I have to go through, what I had to go through with them. But, you know, I have to fucking rise above it. I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news so that I can. I'm going to leave it like that. So yeah, I'm trying to make a name for myself as an artist, even though I might be considered troublemaker or controversial, but, you know, how do you make the news without being a little bit controversial these days, folks? You've got to stand out from the crowd. You've got to stand out. You can't be a face in the crowd. You've got to be a face outside the crowd, folks. I am not a face in the crowd type of person. I am a limelight person, and I want to make a difference to the world. I want to give most of my money away that I earn when I become rich from the new photocopier design. And that looks shit house. That looks really blackened and horrid. I do think maybe we'll switch off the matte mode. I think we've overdone it. But basically, I really would like to get myself recognised as an artist in my own right. And I don't want to just be a face in the crowd. I'm not interested in just going to the Vivid Light show and watching it. I want to be in Vivid. I want to be on the sales of the Opera House, on Customs House. I want to be up on the pylon on the Harbour Bridge. And I think also the Museum of Contemporary Art is another place where they project images. So, you know, I'd like to have my work projected all over the place. I'm not a fucking person that likes to stay in the background and stay in the audience. I'm not an audience person, folks. And I just wish Channel 9 would understand that and just play my material. And I just can't be an audience person, folks. I'm an artist. I'm not an audience. No, what is it for a talented footy player to sit in the crowd cheering on his favourite team, and he's not even playing the game? He's just a fucking audience person. He never tried hard enough. He never believed in himself enough to become a footy star. He had all the makings of a footy star, but he had so much fucking self. This is just an example. He had so much going for him, and yet he didn't believe in himself. He said, oh, there's too many people. Oh, yeah, there's too many people who want to do the same thing as I do. Oh, no, I'll just be an audience person. I'm happy just to be a fanboy. Oh, fuck off. No, I don't want to be that. That's not me. I'm not going to let that happen, folks, to myself. I used to think like that in a similar fashion. I thought art was not lucrative, so I became a photocopier technician, and I was a failure at that because of my disability. So my artwork still comes out well despite my disability. So I'm trying to focus on what I can do, not what I can't do. And I'm no longer going to fucking become a photocopier technician because I can't do it. I can't do it, folks. I'm not saying it because I used to say I can't do it as a child. I know my limitations in that respect, and I can't be a technician, folks. So anyway, that's come up looking quite interesting. I think we can call this demo quits. Gotta go.